What's up, y'all? It's Hata Kevin. This video is to thank all of you who have been with me from the start, from the middle to now, and or if you just found this video. That I'd like to thank all of you, subscribed, not subscribed, patron, non-patron, even if somebody didn't had unsubscribed as well, because they were all part of this journey, because the channel, I can't believe I'm saying this, but the channel has hit 24,000 subscribers. 24. That's a big number. Oh yes, you know, that's a big number indeed. For a YouTube channel about Old English, you know, it's quite something that I've taken something so niche and shaped it in a way that in my own content of shaping, if that makes sense, into content that people enjoy and like and has an audience, right? And of which I think this is bears to mention as well, though some of you already know this already. It's also in my about page that that I do have a degree in linguistics, so that's something to bear in mind. That I was actually into Old English before I got the degree. See, that usually sometimes when people get into this sort of stuff, they discover it in university. But no, I had this interest outside of university, and then I decided, you know what, I'm gonna switch from history to linguistics, and I did that, and I succeeded, you know. But 24,000 subscribers for this channel is a wonderful milestone in of itself, because it goes to show that if you're really passionate about something, and YouTube or any video platform where you can share that interest with the rest of the world, and it's wonderful of itself, because I don't think if you were to go up to anyone on the street, they'd be into Old English or anything like that. But there is an audience out there, you know, and not only that, I mean, it's what I do with the language too, eh? So I, you know, I make the songs, I do the stories, I do translations, I do, I do the readings. So much stuff I do with Old English. Oh yeah, the songs, yeah, you know. I'm also a musician, so that's what I like with language. Really, you can do that, right? You can play with it, you know. And there's enough of it out there of Anglo-Saxon that you can create your own content, and I'm so proud of myself for having attained a fluency in the language, a proficiency in the language, that I can do what I do, you know. It's and the main thing is persistence, consistency, having determination, discipline, steadfastness, and all these other qualities that come with success. You know, you got to be determined. You got to really have a laser beam focus, you know, and, you know, and it's just, to reveal something personal, well, I mean, if this is really anything personal, really, I mean, Old English for me gives me sanity, because it's very mentally stimulating. You know, I really like how the language operates. And it's related to other languages too, so it's not just something isolate, you know, something in its own thing. No, it's similar to other languages like German, Dutch, Icelandic, or what have you, and it's just a wonderful deep rabbit hole that Anglo-Saxon is, right? So, and yeah, because Anglo-Saxon is I think I've said this before, where it's a Swiss Army knife of Germanic languages, right? And because thing is, the further you go back in time with languages, the more similar they were, right? So, especially languages of the same family. right? So if you were to compare, let's say, Italian and Spanish, and if you were to go further back in time, they would look more like Latin. Of course, each of these languages have their own Germanic influences, just as the Germanic languages, the old Germanic languages, have their Latin influences. So that's something to bear in mind, and that would vary from Germanic language to Germanic language. But I can't thank you guys enough. It really means a lot that the channel has gotten this far, and I'm really grateful that the channel has got this far, and the fact that I never gave up. It's just there are times where I think maybe I ran my channel to the ground or something like that, but no, despite all obstacles, despite all this, you rise on top of the end. Just never give up. Never ever give up. And from that success, from that persistence, from that unwillingness to fail, unwillingness to give up, that success in the end, so to speak, or ongoing, if you will, you inspire the people. Whatever action a great man performs, common men follow in his footsteps. And whichever standards he sets by exemplary acts, all the world pursues. So, even in your own life, you never know who's really paying attention to you. And you can inspire them. If I've inspired anyone, that's wonderful. But if I've inspired you, that's great too. But I'm not betting on it. I'm not expecting it or anything like that. If it happens, great. But if it doesn't, whatever. You can just move on. So it's wonderful. Wonderful that Old English, Anglo-Saxon is the channel Leren de Old English, Learning Old English, is at its next milestone. I know I could go on and on and on, but this is a way for me to sort of, in a very weird, wonded way, in a really weird, one-way of me bonding with you guys, even though it's one way. It's just me talking to a camera and my iPhone, and hoping that you enjoy this sort of thing. But it's a way for me to show my character. Because a lot of my videos, I know I put sort of a proverbial wall, because I do want to have that distance between, like, I don't want my channel to be about me, right? I want the channel to be about Old English, or things translated into Old English, Anglo-Saxon. I like that term, Anglo-Saxon, because it's actually quite accurate to use. This is as an aside, because when you analyze, let's say, West Saxon, you do see the R form and the sind form of the verb to be. So you'd see something like "thu art," "thou art," but then you like see something like "we sind," or something like that, like "we are." But like, like in today's German, "wir sind," Well, actually in Austria they say sind, but in Germany they say sind. Anyway, so yeah, so really, so you got the Anglo part, you got the Saxon part, so it makes sense from a historical linguistic point of view to call it Anglo-Saxon. So But even then, there's something else I wanna. I just got an idea for another video, which I will do at some point in the future. Yeah, you know. But importantly, I just want to thank all of you guys for being around. And I'd like to thank God, Lord Krishna, Lord Sriman Narayana for the success. I'm not the cause of my, as much as I may like this milestone, but at the same time, I'm not the cause of my results. I mean, you can do what you want, but it's really God is the supreme controller and enjoyer and supreme friend. And yeah, so a video like this is kind of a way, a subtle way for you guys to get to know me, right? So anyway, how long this video is going to be, I don't know. But it's good to keep doing what I'm doing. It's good to keep going where I'm going with the channel, and so many ideas I get. It's unending. The channel ideas and making content for you guys and all that. So 24,000. Thank all of you who have been with me from the start, who've been with me halfway there, whether it's last year or 2 years ago. And bear in mind, the channel is 8 years old, so some of you have been... One person said to me, I'll never forget this. One person said to me, Kevin, I grew up watching you. That says a lot. When somebody says that to you, like, oh my God, I didn't think... I never thought of Leonard being that special or something like that, I'm just a guy on the internet, making videos about Anglo-Saxon, so yeah. Anyway, alright, I'm actually going to sign out now. Anyway, guys, thank you for all of you who've subscribed, not subscribed, or had unsubscribed as well, because they're part of the path of the channel. Part of the journey of the channel. That makes sense. Life of the channel. Patrons, non-patrons, everyone really. So anyway, thank you all. Take care and all the best, and see you next time.